Alright, welcome to another installment of the Stoneforge Trials. Today we're going to be playing a deck you've probably seen before, Elves, but we're taking a bit of an unconventional approach, this being the Stoneforge Trials. We're going to try putting some Stoneforge Mystics in here and see if that improves the deck at all, makes it worse, makes it better, see how it does. You may have seen green-black Elves decks before. It's pretty much this core of cards, but with 4 Shaman of the Pack in. So I basically trimmed the Shaman of the Pack, added in some Stoneforge Mystic and a few equipment, changed the mana base around a little bit. Not sure exactly the best way to build this mana base, but this is what I've got so far. Also, when you switch into white instead of black, we get access to some different sideboard options, so pretty good graveyard hit and rest in peace. It's better removal and Path to Exile. I just got a few, chokes, leads to MPs here. So we'll see how this pans out. This one I'm really curious to see how this deck performs. This deck, I think, of all the decks we played, should have by far the easiest time having a creature in play and having the mana to be able to equip it. Our swords or our Batter Skulls, even if our Stoneforge Mystic dies. So, I'm pretty excited to see how this deck goes. This deck plays out. I've never played regular Elves, but definitely seen it in action, and really looking forward to seeing how this deck performs. So, we're gonna go hop into a league, and let's see how it goes. Everything in here, I think, pretty stock. I have seen some green-white Elves lists that put in the sort of the combo of, oh gosh, card names, Vizier of Remedies along with Devoted Druid. So they can just make arbitrary large amounts of mana, pump that onto a Zuri Renegade Leader, and get one big attack in. So instead of going with the combo, I'm going with Stoneforge Mystic. So we'll see how this goes. JC Doom, I think, semi-well-known player. This hand is fortunately not going to do too much. We've only got one land. We are a very, very land-light deck because so many of our elves are producing mana. But this hand is just, it's going to cast an Elf Sentinel and it's going to do nothing unless we top deck a land. And even if we top deck like a land, we're really not doing too much. We're playing like an Elvish Clancaller. Like if we had a Llanowar Elf or something in here, this would be much more defensible, but I don't think we can keep this. This hand is much better. I think we can pretty easily tuck back a land. I guess we really don't have any mana elves or anything. Yeah, this hand is definitely more awkward, but I think we can still keep it. We'll put back this Westvale Abbey. Opponent also starting on 6. Verdant Catacombs, maybe suggesting like Jund. Not too sure. Would really have to draw like a Llanowar Elf here or something. No such luck. Might actually lead off on the Stoneforge on turn 2. Obviously not playing the Dwindens Elite. So it's either the Stoneforge or the Elvish Clancaller. Against this sort of deck, we expect the Clancaller to hang around. Let's see what we draw. Getting flooded out a little bit with our elves here. Let's see here, let's see. Kind of tempted to play the Clancaller. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Clancaller so the next turn if I draw 1 mana elf, I can go Elf Dwindens Elite. Yeah, so I think that's the play. We'll play this on Elves. And we'll go ahead and play a Clancaller. Probably won't live, but start trying to overload our opponent's removal. Put on Snow-Covered Swamp. I doubt that our opponent is running any Snow Matter stuff in black-green, but there could be a Dead of Winter. It is possible. You never know, you never know. Fade Push makes a lot of sense. Twilight Mire. So I expect this is going to be straight black-green then. Lily, okay, okay. Well, we have some lands that he's discarding, so it's not too big a deal. Wonderful, wonderful. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So now we can play the Elvish Mystic. People have Dwin to lead up. Get an extra 1/1, and that'll be a great way to be pressuring this Liliana. We also have the ability to collect company next turn. With this, unless our opponent kills this Elvish Mystic, we will have the option to Stoneforge. Got a few things we can do. See what our opponent has in mind. If our opponent like kills this Dwindon's Elite and pluses the Liliana, yeah, that's still fine. We can still. Our opponent have discard to back this up. That would be unfortunate. Not just Fatal Push, but that is still going to stop us from deploying this Collected Company. So maybe we are going to have to. The upside on Stoneforge is pretty low here, though, because we're gonna get an equipment, but we're not gonna be able to deploy it, and our opponent is gonna make us discard whatever we get. So, oh, we're sacrificing a creature. I'm not reading things. Okay, so our opponent has spent pretty much their entire hand to deal with our board. They've got one card left. Yeah. Okay. So I think we can play Llanowar Stoneforge. Get an equipment of some variety, and assuming our opponent pluses, we can choose what we want to discard based on that. I think the Batter Skull is still probably going to be best here. It may just end up stuck in our hand, but I think it's the highest upside. It kind of forces our opponent to want to kill the Stoneforge. Okay, that's fine. And then you're going to edict the Llanowar Elves? Nope, you're going to discard. So that being the case, now I can discard the Batter Skull. That's fine, because now I can Coco. This Westvale Abbey... I actually want to Coco main phase in case I hit a Lord. So we can just cast this now. We hit a Lord. And I think we also want this Nettle Sentinel. Nettle Sentinel's a little rough. Actually, I think I want the Heritage Druid to make it easier to... Yeah, the Heritage Druid will make it easier for us to search up other clan callers. Could be a little awkward if it means we can't attack the Liliana down, but I think that would be fine. Stoneforge Mystic in this instance, it sort of just acted as a 2-mana draw card, which was actually okay. It presented a thing that our opponent had to spend a whole Maelstrom Pulse on, and it was a card that we could discard to protect our Collected Company. So, not a super conventional use of Stoneforge Mystic, but still really helping us out here. And if that were a Shaman of the pack, it would not done as much. Would have drained our opponent for a few, but still not such a big deal. Opponent with a Lurrus, which is not going to find anything, but yeah, it's just not doing anything right now. It is holding our team off pretty nicely, but this is pretty nice. So this is a... So we can cast this Heritage Druid, And we can activate this clan caller? Is that how we want to play this? And we can attack Liliana and trade a Llanowar Elf for a Lurrus? No, I can't actually do that because I have to tap the clan caller. But I could just do nothing. Like, doing nothing gets me a clan caller. Alternatively, I could trade a Llanowar Elf. I just want this Liliana off the battlefield. Attack Liliana, attack Liliana. That's fine. I want the Lurrus off the battlefield too, so like if my opponent's going to block with that, that's fine. This clan caller is not going anywhere. I mean, like, if my opponent top decks a removal spell, then like, yeah, that sucks, but I don't think there's too much I could do about that. I mean, what I could have done about it is, like, leave the clan caller. Is like, leave back, hold back everything, activate the clan caller. But now I'm totally, now I'm fine. I'm perfectly happy with this situation. Yeah, I'm curious what our opponent is getting back with Lurrus. I have not seen a single thing that is a legal target for Lurrus. I'm like really curious if in like Lurrus, like non-companion Lurrus decks, if they want to be running like Mishra's Bauble in their deck. Because they're just sort of clunky cantrips if you don't actually have the Lurrus. Obviously it is great with Lurrus itself, but this is excellent. This is excellent all over. Yeah. Just go ahead and beat face. And barring a board wipe, I think our opponent is pretty dead here. Would they have a board wipe in the main deck? They're not running Dead of Winter off a single snow-covered swamp. I think this is just bait. Not bait, but a bluff. If they have like some sort of permanent-based removal spell, like Executioner's Capsule, this does absolutely nothing. I mean, at best, this like finds a fatal push on my turn for the clan caller. I guess it is a recurable with Lurrus, but this is all fine. Sure. Have your cards. I guess tap to get another clan caller makes these 4/4s. Can hold this back, I guess. You can animate the Quagmire. Yeah, so blog, I guess, I don't think I play around a board wipe, pre-board. I can just, build out a board of Lords and Elves, and should be good enough for game one. One of these is going to trade with the Quagmire. Fortunately, I can't get one more damage through. Otherwise, I would force a block with the Lurrus too. As is, my opponent will get a redraw of Mishra's Bauble, which is fine. I also had the option to play Westvale Abbey, or to flip Westvale Abbey this turn. I decided not to take that line. Sacrificing my entire board to a Westvale Abbey at this point seems unnecessary. I don't actually know what it gets blown out by, because it's indestructible, so it can't get hit by Fatal Push. But I mean, my opponent is clearly running at least a couple unconventional cards. Referring to Luris as an unconventional card. So I just don't see a reason to take that risk. We are losing a Heritage Druid to this Quisling Quagmire, but that's fine. We have plenty of board space to work with here. Fatal Push Clan Caller, sure. Opponent's still taking 6, going to 3. And we have ground out this green-black rock deck pretty well. I will again have the option of Westvale Abbey. Unless my opponent does something here. Hex Drinker. Okay. Don't think that saves you. Okay, so you have no mana. You have a 4/4 and a 3/2. I mean, I can just attack you with everything. Luris does have lifelink. I guess I have to attack you with actually all my creatures. It says 8 mana. I mean, as is, like, this is this, this is this. You take 7 and gain 3. Like, I don't see how I don't lose this. Let's go ahead and take this line anyway, because I can, I guess. Sort of Feast and Famine. Make a bunch of mana, play it. Equip it to Heritage Druid. Go ahead and attack with just you, because you have protection from both of these. And dead. And dead. Opponent's just making me play it out. Seems reasonable. So against a green-black grindy deck, I'm going to bring in my Lead the Stampedes. Don't think I need... I might bring in, like, a path, maybe. Choke, Veil of Summer. I might want Veil of Summer for discard. Yeah, Veil of Summer actually seems fine. Choke and Damage Sphere seem unnecessary. I think I can cut maybe a Scooze and maybe just trim around the edges a bit. Stoneforge Mystic. How do I feel about Stoneforge Mystic? Probably a little less good here. Heritage Druid, maybe a little worse if I'm gonna have trouble assembling 3 elves. I think this is all doing okay. Do I want to go to 2 equipment? Maybe. Could think about cutting Sword of Fire and Ice. Cut a Sword of Fire and Ice. Maybe I like the Scavenging Ooze. I hate having a Scavenging Ooze in here. It's a nice, strong individual power level card. Okay, this hand seems fine. I might actually be naming Core with the Cavern of Souls. Can make that decision a little later on, though. Veil of Summer could get value off of that. I don't... Like, I'm not going to hold it up turn 1. Who did they target? They targeted themselves. Trying to decide if they want to fetch, presumably. Nurturing peatland. Nurturing peatland into Hex Drinker. That is interesting. Yeah, we can yield to those. Yeah, I think we're gonna start on a Nettle Sentinel. I think I will trade with this Hex Drinker if given the chance. I don't... well, it's hard to say. Are we getting Thoughtseize? We're getting Fatal Pushed. Okay, okay. I accept. So I'd kind of like to have this Scooz... I would kind of like to have the Scooz protected by a Veil of Summer, though. Awkwardly... if I name white with this, I'm not going to be able to activate the Stoneforge with it, so that's unfortunate. Might just play the Heritage Druid and leave the Veil up. This is level 1, it can go to level 3, so it can be a 4-4 on my opponent's turn. So maybe I don't have the luxury of having Ooze wait to be protected. This Heritage Druid is not going to be tapping for mana anytime soon. Don't really feel like I have good options here. Do not feel like I have good options. Yeah, I did not realize when putting this mana base together that Cavern of Souls for core doesn't really work with Stoneforge. It does help me cast it, but it doesn't help me actually put the equipment into play, which is maybe not as big a deal in an elf deck. It's not as hard to just hardcast the equipment and do things manually. There's only one creature in the graveyard, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to grow this Ooze. Well, no, I could have, but... Sex Drinker, still a 2-1, so I don't need to worry about it too much yet, but... this is going to get to a point where it's pretty scary here pretty soon. I'm going to have a Veil of Summer now, so I will be able to hopefully cycle this. Hopefully get a 2-for-1, 1-mana Cryptic Command out of this. Let's see what happens here. Sure. You got a 4-4. Maelstrom Pulse, Liliana. Well, if you target me... yep. Good deal, good deal. Now you can't attack, because I can kill your Lily. That's a plus. And if I draw an elf, I guess I'm still not at casting Collected Company. I could go Elf Sword if I draw a 1-mana elf. That would be pretty sweet. That would be a good way to start getting in. Yeah, our opponent's trying to decide how much I care about this Lily now. We're also, like, we have 5 cards to their 2. So they are probably not super excited about discarding either. So it looks like they're going to let the Lily go. They do have us on a pretty fast clock here, though. And, like, this is level 3, so it could even be... could hit 6/6 pro everything next turn, which would be... ominous. Okay. I think that we are going to attack Lily. I think we're going to play Heritage Druid and Stoneforge Mystic, getting Batterskull. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get life with the Batterskull quickly enough, but... like, I'm not sure if there's a draw in our deck that lets us generate enough mana to do this. Because I think we're going to have to put the Batterskull Skull into play and equip it to something else and then attack with it. This is if our opponent plays a land and goes up to level 8. Right. I don't think they're if they have that land, I don't think this works because we can. The best we can do is like Lawnmower Elf, because then we can play Elf, make 3 mana, make 5 mana. We would be able to like sword equip sword, attack, get a sword trigger. It's not actually that much. Might actually be better off casting Coco in that case. Looks like our opponent doesn't have the land for the Hexdrinker though, so they're gonna do something else. Another Liliana, okay. That I'm kind of okay with. You're gonna make me sack a creature. So if I'm not getting hit with a 6/6 Hexdrinker yet, I think I'm kind of okay losing a Heritage Druid. On the other hand, Heritage Druid gives me the possible line of Elf into Collected Company, which is probably one of the ways I get back in this game. So I think I actually sacrificed the Stoneforge Mystic at this point. Protection from everything is a pretty big game, though. Yep. Yep. Okay, well that's not what I wanted to hit. This is not what I wanted to hit at all. I think I actually want to draw a card here. Okay, sure. This really doesn't help me. I guess we'll go ahead and attack the Lily. And hold back a chump blocker for the Hexdrinker in case I have the opportunity to do that. Which I don't expect to, but who knows? I see. I see. This becomes a protection from everything? How is that fair? I think I have to block this. Should I have paths in for this? Like, it gets to be a protection from instants pretty quickly. I think I need at least a couple. Like, Kalitas could be pretty bad against me too. Maybe I'll go down to 1 Veil. Like, Veil's good, but I don't, well, no. I need Veils. I can cut a Nettle Sentinel. Actually, I think Nettle Sentinel's just not great here. It's not where I want to be at. In fact, I think I could even bring in Elvish Mystic over it. I think being able to have mana Elves is pretty important for this deck. I wonder if I want the Scavenging Ooze. It's probably fine. It's one of my few ways to scale. Get a decently large creature. If I'd had this, if I'd had a Scavenging Ooze and could have protected it that game, could have gotten pretty big. Like, it probably could have held off the Hexdrinker for a while. Obviously, once it has protection from everything, I can't do anything about it, but it's probably a line I had access to. This, I mean, if I, you know, I suspect Elves decks have to keep hands like this, but if they have push for my Elves, I'm just kind of in trouble. Even if I don't, like, I kind of need help. Like, I need to draw another 1-mana Elf or another land. To be able to really do anything. So we'll see how this works. This could go pretty badly. Like, I just basically can't cast 3 of the spells in my hand. but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Target themselves. Another bauble. We're gonna like go to my upkeep and then you let me go to my upkeep and then push so you draw the card. Looking at your deck again. Okay, okay, I guess we get to keep it. I think I guess Twin and delete here because there's just no way they let me have this. If like, there's no way I get blown out here. Like if they had a removal spell, they would have used it. Really wish I could have had a way to get. I really wish I had a land because then I could have gone Heritage Druid and then also Elves Archdruid. That would have been a pretty busted start, but no such luck. No such luck, unfortunately. We'll see what else they're able to put together. Even just Heritage Druid into Elvish Archdruid on this turn is going to be fine. Replicate Llanowar Elf, sure. Can go Elvish Archdruid, or Heritage Druid into probably Elvish Archdruid. It's best upside if they're out of removal spells. Even if they're not, I'm going to lead this Stampede next turn. Come on, come on. Live, live. Nice. Okay, that is excellent. That is very, very excellent. Okay. So I can go 3, 1, 6. Coco. Could also go Collected Company now. Yeah, I think that's the better line. Collected Company and then tap the Archdruid hopefully for like 6 mana. And then I could like Coco again and cast Clancaller. Yeah, that seems good. Come on. Tap. Tap. Coco. Get a couple of you. Any order. Add 6. What does Coco again do? Like, I'm worried about a Damnation on turn 4. You're missing a land, though. Because, like, the conservative line is, like, Clancaller lead the Stampede. I think this is fine. What are they going to do about this? Clancaller, Archdruid, Clancaller. I mean, the best thing you can have now, I think, is Pulse. But I have 2 of each Lord. Still pretty good. This is fine. Like, my attack is still probably lethal. Five, 4, 8, 12, 16, 19. Yeah, this is very much lethal. Cool. Lethal. Okay. Stoneforge, not too relevant that match. Just the one time where I got to draw the card. Yeah, where I essentially drew that Batter Skull that I could discard to Liliana and play the Collected Company instead. Which was not a huge deal, but it also did I think, induced my opponent into Maelstrom pulsing the Stoneforge Mystic instead of the mana elf that I had, and that was important to be able to cast the Collected Company. So like a little bit of a role player there, but the equipment not being super a part of that match. Mostly just more the elves doing their thing. So, elves deck performing well, but I don't believe not because of the Stoneforge Mystic in that match. Match 2, we're up against Radaway. Let's see what Radaway is playing. This looks like a solid keep from us. We've got 2 lands, 2 mana elves, 2 Cocoa. Yeah, this just looks great. No Stoneforges to speak of, but that's fine. Opponent on a mulligan to 6. And what do we have? Urza's Tower. Okay. Urza's Tower Expedition map. So it could be Mono Green Tron, could be Eldrazi Tron. I think Eldrazi Tron has been a bit more popular as of late, but certainly not conclusive. Opponent keeping on 6 indicates to me they probably are going to have... If they're Mono Green Tron, they're probably just going to have Tron set up this turn. They are going to have Tron, so we're going to need to do something pretty powerful. We can just go ahead and play this untapped. We have 3 mana, so I think we just want to go Lonorels into Clan Caller. I guess maybe there's some argument to going Archdruid there. That may have actually been the better line, because then we would be able to tap the Archdruid for more mana next turn. Yeah, that's kind of my inexperience with the deck, as it's becoming sort of common for me to say on these. Is this a Karn? Is this, what do we have here? If it's a Karn to hit the Clan Caller, we still... Nope, it's a Wormcoil Engine. Okay. Okay, I think we can still beat that. Depends if our opponent has more follow-up. Yeah, I think we kind of just go Elves Archdruid into Clan Caller. Yeah. At what point we can attack through a Wormcoil Engine is kind of a question. But see, this is where it would have been much better if we had the Archdruid in play, because we would have been able to go Loner Elves Clan Caller, tap Archdruid, cast Collected Company. And we could have built a much bigger board, which would have had access to much more mana to cast all of our big spells. There's no reason to attack with that. But we'll see if our opponent's really able to punish us. If they have an Ugin, then it's just game over. Most anything else I think we can beat. Yeah, that's an Ugin. Okay. Just minus. Whatever. That's fine. You got it. You got it. So, Damping Sphere is a thing against Tron. I don't think we really need to bring anything else in. Don't know that either of these are super relevant, so just drawing a card is probably pretty good against them, and Scavenging is probably not super relevant. Yes, let's go first. This seems fine. This is a hand that's gonna, yeah, seems fine. We don't have a Damping Sphere, but if we have a good proactive hand, which we do, then I think you just kind of keep that. You kind of put the pressure on them to be able to put something together. Our opponent on the mull to 6. They're gonna keep on 6, so. This hand is actually better than I thought. I didn't notice this was a Heritage Druid, because we're gonna be able to go, yeah, we're gonna be able to go land, Dwynen's Elite, then we have 3 Elves. We can tap the Loner Elves, cast a Heritage Druid, and then tap the 3 Elves, cast the Elvish Mystic. So we just have a we play our entire hand minus the collected company next turn. And we'll have an Elvish Archdruid in play, and then the turn after that we can do a lot of things. So we play this. Then we play this. And then we can play this. And then next turn we probably tap this for Elvish Mystic, tap this for 6. We have 7 mana, play Collected Company, and hopefully hit for like 10 or so. More than that. Okay, so we can just go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do this. Tap this for mana. Cast this. Sure. This is finding a pair of lords. A pair of lords has to be better than a lord and an elite, right? Sure. We get to hit for 17 here. So I think our opponent's only out is O-Stone. Can you? I forget. O-Stone you can play and crack. No, you need 8 mana to play and crack O-Stone. So I think we're fine here. I think our explosive hand is going to beat whatever explosive stuff Tron had. Wormcoil Engine won't save them. I am right on the Oblivion Stone. Yeah, you need 8 mana for that. Yep, you're gonna get your tower. But I don't think you can do anything on 7 mana to stop me. Unless you're running like Simian's Spirit Guide, which no Tron deck would ever run that card. Cool. Stoneforge Mystic, not playing a role in that matchup. Yeah, I think we just actually don't. I think, well, I mean, Stoneforge Mystic is not really what we want to be doing, but neither is Scavenging Ooze. I wonder if one path for a like an Ulamog or a Wormcoil Engine might be okay. I mean, that just kind of gets in the way of what we're doing. Although, like, it's taking the place of a Stoneforge, so I think it's fine. This is just really not the matchup where we want to be, you know, grinding out value with Stoneforge. We just want to be getting our opponent dead. This end is fine. Again, we're gonna play an Elvish Archdruid on turn 2 into a Collected Company. It's a little less explosive because we don't have the Dwin elite, but like this stand is still just very solid. Opponent going to 5 this game. Definitely promising for us. Indicates they're not finding what they're looking for. And once you get to 5, like keep on 5 doesn't necessarily indicate like, yeah, see here they're just playing a forest. They have a setup turn, so they're gonna be a turn slower. So even though we're on the draw, like they're almost a turn slower, and like we can probably even just do the same thing. So, I mean, we did hit 2 lords with our Collected Company, and that was pretty lucky. But their opponent not even finding a Tron land with the Ancient Stirrings. So they're gonna have some, I don't know, like a key piece of interaction or something. But I'm feeling pretty good about our position in this game. Next turn we'll go Cavern on Elf, Heritage Druid. Assuming this Lomber Elf is still alive, we'll be able to tap those for 3 mana, play an Elvish Archdruid. And then Azuri is going to be able to pump our Elves. We're going to be able to cast a Collected Company. Our opponent didn't even have a land. Okay, Heritage Druid. Elves Archdruid. Things are going pretty good here. Cycling for mana. Found a Sanctum of Ugin. It's not a Tron land. Sure. Sure. Alright, so how do we get our opponent dead as fast as possible? I think we cast Azuri so that Elvish Archdruid taps for another mana. Actually, probably just activate Azuri here, because then we attack for 15. I don't think we even bother with Collected Company. Yeah, this is just better. Put our opponent to 5, and then should be able to kill our opponent any number of ways next turn. Cool. Pretty convincing win. Lost the game our opponent got down the Ugin, but otherwise just killing our opponent in very short order with very explosive hands. Games 2 and 3. Stoneforge Mystic, not really playing a role in that game, but it's fine. Stoneforge Mystic is not a card that is going to be amazing in every single situation. That's alright, that's alright. Probably going to be a little bit harder to see the value or lack thereof of Stoneforge in this sort of deck because it's not really a grindy attrition deck. We're not going to be we're going to be going through a smaller percentage of our deck in every game, so we may not always be seeing all of the various cards in our deck, including for Stoneforge. This hand I think is okay. It's a little land heavy, but we can redraw with Horizon Canopy, and we've got 2 Lords, which should be solid. We do want to get some more Elves in order to be able to have these clan callers be useful, but I think we'll be able to figure that out. Ghost Quarter, Amulet of Vigor. Okay, it's this deck. Again, another deck where I think we're pretty much just racing you. Pretty similar to Tron, just big mana decks doing their thing. This turn. Okay, that's very scary. That was a 7-card keep. Getting a couple mana here. Oh my gosh. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so unfortunately I can't really yeah, so I pretty much have to play this. And I mean, I guess I'm attacking for 5. So that's not too bad. You're at 11. I can attack for 7 next turn. We'll see how quickly I can get the W here. Like, my opponent could just be casting a Primeval Titan here. In fact, I would not be remotely surprised if they were. I mean, look at this. They have to just be casting a Primeval Titan. Summoner's back for Primeval Titan. Okay, okay. Summoner's back for Dryad Elysian Grove. Okay. Okay, okay. I mean, you're doing your thing. Do not have the explosive hand I had land against Tron. Might still be able to do something here. Yeah, that's Primeval Titan. I actually might just be dead. My opponent gets to generate an obscene amount of mana. I guess they didn't get the thing that gives haste. So I guess they're not attacking this turn? But they get to get something. I think they've used all their land drops. They cast another Primeval Titan. And now do they kill me? They just give both these Primeval Titans haste, don't they? No? I feel like I don't play this deck, but I feel like I've seen a lot of lines that are just better than what my opponent is doing. Oh, I guess you get to get another Summoner's Pact and cast another Primeval Titan? Is that how this works? I think that is how this works. You pick this up, you transmute the Teleria West for another Summoner's Pact. Yeah, so this 3 Eminent Vigor is just, okay. You get another Primeval Titan. Okay, this is Daryl Ayers. MTG. Valakut. Okay, this seems to be our opponent. Okay. Sure. Our opponent is a grinder. That's fine. That's fine. What did our opponent do here? They Valakut hit our Clan Caller. Both of our Clan Callers. And you have a Henwer Battlements and these things? Okay. Did not know Titan Brand Henwer Battlements Garrison? Okay, at this point I'll concede. That is fine. Alright, Damping Sphere seems good. Maybe have a Rest in Peace. Otherwise, I think our Stoneforge plan is pretty not what we're trying to do here. Do I actually want to pass to exile? 1 is probably fine. I don't know about 3. I'll go with this. 4 lands. It seems like 2 lands too many. We're not even doing anything particularly strong with them, so we'll try again. This is fine. Would really like to draw another land, but it's still fine. We go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Elf. But if it was a land, we could pop off with Heritage Druid. We'll keep this. We'll put one of our mana elves back. It's fine. Play this on Elf. Play you. Is there any way it's better to play Clan Caller this turn? Seems unlikely. I do not want to pass here. Hey, when we do that. Okay, yeah, I'm not attacking. So yeah, we play this. We play this. And then you can go. One Amulet of Vigor. I really don't know this deck well enough to know all the various things I can do. It's a 2/4. It's fine, I guess. Okay, so how does this work? We like play an Elf Sentinel, tap these. Don't really want to like play into an Anger, but maybe don't have the luxury of playing around that. Then I play Clan Caller to 1. Always yes, always yield. Play this. Tap these. I just cast both of these. And hope our opponent doesn't have an Anger. Given that I know our opponent could have an Anger, is this, like, wrong? I don't know, maybe. Sort of looks like an Anger. Could just be a Primeval Titan. Okay. Okay. Oh, it gives the Primeval Titan haste. I did not realize that's what that's there for. Very, very interesting. Well then. This is a deck. Fun times, fun times. Like, what is this even? Okay, I can't be mad about that one. Stoneforge verdict there. Yeah. Again, like Tron, not a matchup where you're looking to grind out with getting equipment, hitting your opponent's equipment. Somewhere you're trying to get him dead ASAP. In that matchup, we failed. And Titan, oh boy. Titan's a deck I've always thought about playing, and just never bothered to try to figure out how it works. Like, I know sort of how it works, but you know, having a general idea of the sorts of things it can do, and then like actually figuring out the exact line when you're playing the deck, two very different things. Demian Despacito. This hand seems fine. Would really like to have a Lord, but we can still go like Elf into Elf Twin into Elite. I think that's strong enough to keep on 7. On the play. I might play... Ooh, Goblin Guide, okay. Gave us a Horizon Canopy. Cool. I might play... Ooh, West or Heritage Druid. That's interesting. So I can play... Nettle Sentinel, Dwynen's Elite, and Dwynen's Elite. And I can do it by playing Westvale Abbey, which I think is how I want to do it, because I might want to play Cavern on Core in theory. Wait, no, I want to play Heritage Druid, Dwynen's Elite. Yeah. Heritage Druid. twin and delete. Into is opponent like a gut shot or heritage trade? Don't think burn runs that. Into twin and delete. And Nettle Sentinel. Go ahead. This deck is really quite something. We will block Goblin Guide with Twin and Delete, if given the opportunity. Might double block it also with a Nettle Sentinel. Opponent is actually going to attack. I mean, I think we're interested in this trade, right? Let us... actually... yeah, sure. Let's do it like this. So do this, and then make some mana. Sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. uh... 9/7 lifelink against burn seems good. What do you have to say for yourself, opponent? My opponent is conceding, that's what they have to say. Against burn. Do I want any of this against burn? I think I might just run it back. Maybe I don't want, probably don't need Feast and Famine. I could probably bring in like a Lead the Stampede. Everything else seems solid. Surprised my opponent wanted to trade the Goblin Guide there. Maybe they just feel like they need to get in any damage that they can. Maybe they were hoping I wouldn't block. Don't really know. This is Elvish Mystic into Heritage Trade Clan Caller. Seems fine. Doesn't seem amazing, but it seems fine. I should take Burn back out for a spin, too. There's just so many decks I want to play. I used to play Burn for a while. It's never been, like, exactly my kind of deck, but it's fine. It's serviceable. If I draw another green land, that would be nice. Okay. That's fine. It's not really that good, but it does give me something in the graveyard I might be able to eat with Scavenging Ooze. Because I really want to draw a green land here. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Wish I didn't have to pay a life, but it's still fine. Because now I can play this. Play this. Then hopefully I'll be able to play Clan Caller, tap, Scavenging Ooze, eat Elvish Mystic, gain a life. See if our opponent is on Burn My Creatures. Not doing that. Skullcrack me. Okay. Getting in for max damage, that's fine. Only 2 cards left, we're at 9, and we're going to gain some life here. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go Clan Caller. Tap these. Play Scavenging Ooze. And eat Elvish Mystic. And there's no more creatures left, so that'll be that. It's a blocker for Swift Spear. If they have 2 spells, it dies. Might actually not be in great shape if they just like have a bolt for Ooze, which seems entirely plausible that they might have. Hardcast Rift Bolt. Okay, that also does the job. That's going to put us to 6. It's pretty scary. Flipping Westvale Abbey might kind of be our line. I think we're going to have to cast Lead the Stampede. Ooh, yeah, huh. Okay, Azuri blocks for forever now. And then we just need another creature, and we flip Westvale Abbey. I think that's how this works. The issue is if our opponent... The issue is if our opponent has removal for Azuri. And I think if we hit a 1-mana elf, we flip. Lurrus. Didn't even notice you had Lurrus. But that makes sense. Okay. My turn? Cool. Give me a Lana Ralph. Dwynen's Elite. This works. Believe. Yeah, so we have to tap all our elves. But we get to hit with, yeah. Sack this, and what do I want to keep around? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do I want to keep? I think I want to keep maybe Clan Caller, because it gets... No, I think I want to keep Azuri. Because I can regenerate elves. I guess if our opponent has Skullcrack, this is really bad. I.e. we like probably die. That's very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Was that the wrong line to take? Given that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're going to be dead to the burn spells regardless. And that, yeah, that was just the difference between 6 and 4. So it really didn't make a difference. Because if we hadn't made that play... Like, our opponent did not deal us any extra... The only extra damage our opponent was going to be able to deal us because of that line was attacking with the Monastery Swift Spears. On a turn where they didn't play a spell. That was only worth 2 damage. Really, I guess it was the difference between being at 3 and being at 1. Which is not especially relevant. So I think the attack is still fine. I still should have thought about Skullcrack, but I think I would have come to the same conclusion. This hand doesn't really do anything. This hand also doesn't do a whole lot, but it's still probably okay. Here we get to see, like, sort of Fire and Ice really does very much. Actually, are we? I think we might be bottoming it. We might bottom the Westvale Abbey. Westvale Abbey is a good way to... Nah. How good is Sword of Fire and Ice here? Don't honestly know. Curious to see if it does anything, though. This is going to be just a forest, I think. If we draw Stoneforge Mystic, we're kind of sad, but we're probably not... This game is probably not going to last long enough for us to be doing much with the Stoneforge Mystic anyway. I guess just putting a Batterskull into play against Burn is pretty good. I'd love to get a land here. That is an excellent land to be getting. Not blocking. No siree. Okay. So now we play Dwinnen's Elite into Sword of Fire and Ice, which is not something an elf deck is going to be doing every day, but it's happening here. And so we're going to be able to hopefully put this onto somebody. And kill one of their creatures. Or is it going to be better to just hold this back as a blocker? I am uncertain. So I think I played Dwinnen's Elite. Is there a way for me to be able to do this so that I attack with the sword, get a sword trigger, and have an untapped creature with the sword equipped to it? So I could go like Nettle Sentinel, tap for 3, Dwinnen's Elite, untap the Nettle Sentinel. Oh, jeez. Okay. Nettle Sentinel, 3 floating, 1 floating with 3 untapped, attack. I don't think it works, but I think it's still the best line to do this with, so I'm going to do it anyway. And I want to attack with the Dwinnen's Elite because it's the bigger creature, and then I can play Dwinnen's Elite. Always yes, always yield. No, I think it does work because I haven't accounted for my playing a land. No, it doesn't work. No, it does work. It does work. So convoluted, these lines. No, it doesn't work because I'm attacking. Okay. So then I play this, and then I equip this sword here. And I attack and shoot the Swift Spear because I can block the Goblin Guide. It's not getting me life, but that's okay. Sure. I could tap these 3 creatures to move the sword somewhere, but then they would all be tapped. I was really hoping I could have a protection from red blocker up, but that's fine. I'll just have 3 regular blockers up anyway. Now I have this, and now I have sort of the same question. Like I can flip Ormondal. Not sure if I want to, though. Because I can go 1, 2, and then tap 3 elves. Sack 5 things. Still have the Dwin and Delete with the sword on it, even. Yeah, I have to play around Skullcrack, don't I? It's kind of unfortunate. How bad is it? How bad is it if I go for it and they have it? Like, I'll have the Ormondal. But they're gonna Skullcrack me to 7, and then what? From 7. But then they're gonna kill me anyway, like... These elves are not attacking for... Yeah. I guess I should attack with this Dwin and Delete. At least. I don't think it does me good. I can attack with this. I'm trying to get my opponent dead as fast as possible is really what I'm trying to do here. Sure. Hit you. So really now I'm putting my opponent on just killing me this turn. So I have to pay a life to make a 1-1. It's not worth it. Put this on you. That may have been silly. My opponent kills it in response. I guess there's no reason for my opponent to kill in response. It's burn, they're not pointing at my face. Lightning helix me. Okay, can you deal me 7? Because I can eat for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basically, you have Boros Charm Bolt, or Boros Charm Land something. Boros Charm Land Skullcrack something. Rift Bolt suspended. Okay. I mean, I think I just attack all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But, like, the best you do is, like, you shoot down a 2-2 and you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure. Cool. Alright, well, amusingly enough, Green-White Elves is going to be our best performance thus far in the Stoneforge trials. We've not yet posted a winning record with Stoneforge Mystic deck. And I think this is far and away the deck to which Stoneforge Mystic has contributed the least to the deck. I really don't feel like I have a good sense of whether Stoneforge is really adding anything to the deck or not. All my wins so far, my wins against Tron and against Burn have come from just doing elf things. I did see a little bit of Stoneforge Mystic in the match against the Rock. And it was fine there. And like that is a matchup where you'd expect it to be good, and I think it was fine. I think it performed adequately. We also really haven't seen... Like, I wasn't really drawing Stoneforges in our matches against Tron, or Amulet, or Burn, and those are matchups where I think that Stoneforge would be a liability. I actually kind of wish I had access to more cards in my sideboard to be able to send Stoneforge out in those matchups. But I just don't think you have room to take out the whole package. That would require 7 cards. Or you could take out some of it. Like, leave in, like, 2 Stoneforges in a Batterskull or something. Actually, Stoneforge is probably fine against Burn because you can try to put a Batterskull into play. This hand is non-functional, unfortunately. This hand is fine. We're going to keep. We're going to put back probably a land. So we can go Mystic into Win into lead. It's a little slow. We actually might want a third land. Kind of hard to say. I wish I know what our opponent was on, because that would heavily inform what we're doing. We might want a Cavern of Souls if we're playing against Counterspell deck. We might have Horizon Canopy and a Grindier Game. Or we might want Razor Ridge Thicket to save us life. I think I'm going to put back... I'm going to put back the Cavern of Souls. Don't know if that's right or not. In the dark. Opponent could be playing anything. I don't know which of these is the most valuable. Looks like we're playing against Tron, so... getting rid of the Cavern of Souls probably okay. Really wish we had a Heritage Druid. That would let us really go off. Opponent going to have Tron for turn 3. Mine Power Plant Tower. Our opponent has Gigantha as a companion. So that means no... I did not see anything pop up. I wonder if they changed something or broke something. So that means no Walking Ballista. It's pretty much all it means, right? I think. So we can go ahead and play this, and then I think it's just Lawn of Word. Actually, no, we agreed it's Elvish Archdruid because then we get more mana next turn, right? I think that's how we decided you're supposed to play this. This is bad if you're playing against a removal deck that's likely to kill the Elvish Archdruid, but Tron, I guess Tron could Karn to kill the Archdruid. Yeah, that would suck. But it looks like they don't actually have anything yet, or they just have a Worm Coil. I've not seen much Tron in the leagues, and we've played against it twice today. Twice in this league with the Elves. It's interesting. So we're going to be able to play our whole hand this turn. And sack the Horizon Canopy. We're going to be able to tap these, play Dwindle's Elite, Lawnmower Elf. Elves Archdruid will tap for 4, so we'll play Clan Caller, tap Canopy, and have 1 mana left over. We have an Oblivion Stone, though. That's definitely going to change things. That is definitely going to change things. So I think we just go maybe Clan Caller and call it good. Clan Caller attack for 6. We go Clan Caller Lawnmower Elves. We're definitely doing this. We're definitely attacking for 6. We're threatening to attack for 8 next turn. I think that's enough. Because there's no way we're threatening to attack for lethal next turn. And our opponent's not going to have, like, 1 piece of removal. They could have a Karn. They could have a Karn. They could have an Ulamog. If they have an Ugin, it doesn't matter what we do. Oh, just cracking the stone now, okay. Do we have another stone? We have a Karn the Great Creator. Just going to search up what exactly. Ensnaring Bridge would be pretty much GG. Walking Ballista. That's very good. That is very, very good. Okay, I guess we're gonna... Do I even dump my hand? Not even sure we do. I think maybe we just draw a card. See if our opponent lets this live. I don't know. We want to get Archdruid out somehow. That's not going to happen. Yeah, I don't think we can win this one at this point. Don't think we can win this one. Yep, I'm ready to pack it in. Alright, Damping Sphere in. I think one path is fine. I think we can take out Sword of Feast and Famine, maybe a pair of Stoneforges. I think everything else is fine. Better than what we currently have. Discarding, untapping. Sword of Fire and Ice I think is just the kill the fastest. Sure. On the play, cross our fingers for a Damping Sphere. That's a Damping Sphere. Let's do it. Companion. They eroded the reminder text. Can't do that in paper. Next turn, we don't have to play the Damping Sphere this turn, although we don't have a whole lot good to do this turn. We don't have quite the explosive start that we are often able to. So I think for now we just play Clan Caller and get in for 2. And we'll see what to do about our next turn. Did our opponent... Our opponent kept 6. And our opponent is on double tower. Okay. So I can hold off on the sphere for another turn. Picking up a power plant. I could Coco this turn. Reasonable. I could... No, I want a Coco because I can attack with the Clan Caller and I might hit some Lords. Instead, I'm just going to hit a really big board. Do I want a Llanowar Elf? I don't think that matters too much. I think I'm just building a board here. Put cards in the bottom of the library, any order. So our attack this turn is not going to be lethal. It's going to be for 13, and our opponent's going to be at 17. But we're going to be able to play Damping Sphere. So unless our opponent is able to answer that and have Tron, I think we'll be able to get through this. Because what are we doing here? We're playing Power Plant. We're playing like a map, maybe? Playing a Relic. That's fine. Sacking the Relic, okay. Don't care about my graveyard. Playing a Chromatic Sphere, okay, okay. Okay. None of this really matters. So I could play Azuri. You know, we're just attacking. Attacker, they're going to accept this because I want to tap this for mana because they're going to play Azuri Damping Sphere. Make sure I play the Damping Sphere second so that I don't get suddenly locked out by a Damping Sphere tax. And we'll see if... I guess if you have the Nature's Claim, okay. Yeah, because if you had the Nature's Claim, you could have blown this up and then played the Mine, and you would have had 8 mana, which could have had Ugin. So, it's fine. See if we can run it back. It's possible our opponent doesn't even have, like... They're playing a Wish board. Like, they have to still be running Nature's Claim in their sideboard, right? There's no way they're not. Because, like, I played some, like, a couple weeks ago, I played some Mono Green Planeswalkers and Pioneer that runs Karn the Great Creator in a Wish sideboard. And they're, like, 13 of your sideboard slots are for the Wish board. Same with... I played another deck in Modern, I think. What deck did I play in Modern with a Wish board? I honestly don't remember. But I know usually when you run these Karn Wish boards, you have a lot of your space is dedicated to the Wish board. So I would assume that they're running... Like, of all cards that Tron has to be running, like, you have to be prepared to deal with Blood Moon, you have to be prepared to deal with Damping Sphere. Like, Tron is just one of the decks that has a target on its back that people are going to have dedicated hate for. Especially online. People hate losing against Tron. They're going to be packing their Blood Moons. They're going to be packing, heck, they're going to be packing, like, you know, Blood Sun or Alpine Moon or whatever, even the weird... they're going to be running Crumble to Dust. I haven't seen that one in forever, but... There's a card you could be running against Tron. Opponent took a while to think about sideboarding, which is also interesting, kind of why I think about that. I don't think I really showed them anything different this game, different from, like, what you usually see out of a Elves deck. Maybe the white mana, but they would have seen that game one. They may have just been AFK a bit. This has a Damping Sphere, but unfortunately we can't keep it. We have no lands. This also, it has a land, but it's not really functional. This hand is going to have to be good enough. We're going to put back a land, and we're going to put back, I guess, Scavenging Ooze. Our opponent kept 7, so we're probably dead. But we'll play it out for, just to see. I swear, I played Tron for a little while. I did not get 7-card hands that had Tron that often. It happened, but I don't know if I was unlucky or, like, if I just, like, misunderstood some of the lines that give you Tron on turn 3. Like, land map, I understand that. Yeah, I don't know. If our opponent has any sort of reasonable follow-up here, we're just dead. We don't have anything that can quite match up against this. And we're going to be able to attack for 5 next turn. That's our big play. We have some explosive games. We have also some very not explosive games. Even Karn would probably be good enough against us here. Okay. What do we have? We have a Worm Coil. Okay. Of all things, that's probably of all things they could have, that's probably the most beatable. We're still, like... Okay, this gives us several Elves. Again, probably the best case scenario. This might actually let us search out a clan caller. Because we can go like tap 3 elves and 3 mana, get a clan caller. If they attack with Worm Coil, we can hit back for like 9. Ancient Stirrings is supposed to find colorless cards, and that does not look like a colorless card. That might actually be a artifact. Our opponent has found an Ugin, which is very bad for us, and they're able to cast it, so we're just dead. Okay. Well, this was Elves. Green-White Elves featuring Stoneforge Mystic. We have not seen the Stoneforge Mystic do anything for us since game 1. We did briefly see Sword of Fire and Ice come down against Burn, and it kind of sped our clock up a little. It killed a creature. It's hard to tell how much of a difference that Sword of Fire and Ice made in the game, because we don't really know how much burn our opponent was holding. I think we ended the game at 7. We don't really know how close to death we were. But I think I think that sword probably gave us a turn on our clock, so it was probably actually helped a little bit. This was, as I alluded to before, the best record we've had so far in Stoneforge Trials, 3-2. And yet I don't think that any of our wins... As I mentioned, it was definitely the least that Stoneforge Mystic has contributed to a deck. Partly I think we were a little bit unlucky in just not drawing it. But also, unlike a lot of the other very mid-rangey decks that are trying to go a lot longer that we've been playing, this deck is trying to end the game very quickly and is going to see a much smaller percentage of its deck. So it's harder for us to see the Stoneforge Mystics, and also more difficult for us to see the impact that it may or may not have in a match. I think that this league was a very bad way to judge Stoneforge Mystic. Like, we played against very uninteractive matches. We played against Burn, we played against Tron twice, and we played against Amulet Titan. And those are not matchups where we want to have the Stoneforge Mystic. The reason we want to have the Stoneforge Mystic is to play some grindy games where we can play the Stoneforge Mystic, get a sword, and us being an elf deck, I expect that we will very often be able to have an elf in play to be able to put the sword on and connect with the sword for value. You know, I would really want to be playing against, you know, some Uro piles, some Jund decks, you know, pretty similar to the black-green deck we played in round 1. I would really want to be playing against those decks to see how good I think Stoneforge Mystic is. If the entire meta is Tron and Amulet Titan and Burn like we were playing, then don't put Stoneforge Mystic in your deck. But I don't think that this league we played is very particularly representative of the meta. And so I think it's really hard for me to make a judgment call on how good this deck is right now or how good Stoneforge Mystic is in it. So I might revisit this deck again just to try to give it another run through in a league to try to give it a proper testing. For now, I'm still inclined to think that the Stoneforge Mystic is probably fine. It's just hard to say because we played against the wrong set of decks. But we'll for now, you know, we just can't really draw a conclusion yet. So it's kind of an unfortunate way to end a testing series, but it's kind of what happened. So I'm going to sign off from the Stoneforge Trials from here. I hope you'll check me out on Twitch or on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, my Twitch is twitch.tv/rakkamar. There should be a link in my channel description or in the video down there somewhere. If you are watching live on Twitch, check out my YouTube channel, which is also linked on my Twitch channel. I will be continuing the Stoneforge Trials next week. I stream Mondays and Thursdays and post the videos from the VODs sometime the next day or 3 thereafter. But for now, that's going to be me signing off.